Hi, everybody. Welcome to WCA Extra. It's our live desk morning show, streaming every weekday at 9:15. Sophia Thomas joins us today with kind of a glimpse of some work being done on Lake Champlain. Now, we're about, 2 weeks post-flooding now, a lot of rivers flowing into Lake Champlain. What's some of the work there that, I guess lake officials, or lack of a better word to call them, what are they doing now to kind of see what the state of Lake Champlain is at this point?
Right, so I think people across the lake have been doing different things, but specifically with the Lake Champlain Basin program, which I recently spoke with, they have been using these monitors they have out in the lake, bobbing, I think in Mallett's Bay. They have a few placed around, sort of around the shoreline, to sort of measure what is coming into the lake from major waterways like the Winooski River.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of looking at the turbidity, which is the cloudiness in the water. So when you look into the water, depending on how deep you can see, that's the turbidity.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's caused by different sediment washing in from the flood.
Yeah. And as far as I know, we had some previous stories from weeks, last week. A lot of debris going into the river, now trash, and we had a story especially about some boater safety as far as logs and stuff like that. Is that something that's a little more prevalent now too, especially being out there yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see a ton of branches and things in the water. I did see some of that. I think that's another element. What the people I spoke with were really looking at were, with all this sediment that washes in, what is that carrying with it? Because we know that all that runoff brings nutrients, right? And so they don't have a sense of what the phosphorus levels are going to be yet and other nutrients that might have washed in. But they are collecting water samples right now, and that's what they're going to use to eventually be able to analyze those nutrient levels. So we'll know a few months out from now what that looked like, just like we just got that State of the Lake report that was talking about last year more. So that's kind of coming down the pipe, but right now, they're collecting all of that stuff they need to actually be able to make that assessment.
Yeah, and there's one interesting thing too in your story, and they'll see it in a second as well, but there was compared from this year's flooding to last year's, what were some of those differences, similarities, and the like there?
Right, so as far as turbidity goes, the amount of sediment that was washed in, last year's flood brought in 3 times the amount of sediment, and this is in the certain locations where they have those monitoring systems. And what the basin program told me is that could mean that we're going to be seeing a lot less phosphorus and other nutrients. It probably will mean that because we had this onslaught of water last year, and if this is significantly less than that, then we're probably going to be seeing fewer nutrients. Obviously, that's kind of TBD as they're making those assessments, but that is sort of the preliminary thought right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm safe to assume that this is something that's going to be ongoing for a while as far as their work goes and kind of monitoring certain things.
Right. I mean, we're just seeing the initial results right now, and they're going to keep monitoring to see sort of how long it takes to disperse. They were kind of anticipating a couple of weeks when we really see it start to float apart, but it's going to be something that they're keeping their tabs on for sure.
Absolutely. But Sophia, thank you for dropping by again. I know we'll pull this up in just a sec, but kind of just shedding some light on some things around here, and again, they can see more in-depth view and better than I'm describing now in just a sec. So I'll pull that up.
Thank you.
Maybe I won't. Yes, I will.
Uprooted trees, ripped up houses, sewage, and debris. It's all clogging up Vermont's waterways after this summer's storm. Much of that gunk is making its way into Lake Champlain.
We are kind of battling against an increase in flow over time and more nutrients coming downstream.
Matthew Vaughn with the Lake Champlain Basin Program is using high-frequency water quality monitoring devices placed around the lake to understand what this round of flooding swept in. One key piece of data, turbidity levels, or the cloudiness of water caused by fine sediment torn from shorelines.
That's going to transfer from our rivers to the lake, and it's going to continue to mix in the lake over the course of 1 to 3 weeks.
The massive yellow plumes of sediment are impossible to miss out on the water. Despite their size, Vaughn says last summer's flooding brought on about 3 times more sediment. Though he's still analyzing the data, he says that likely means less nutrients like phosphorus dumped in the lake this go around. Another concern is the amount of trash that rode the flood waves. UVM watershed hydrologist Ann Jefferson is working to collect that data.
We suspect that an event like this would be a big mover of plastic pollution.
While any level of plastic pollution is a concern, Jefferson says it's the tiny pieces, microplastics, that are the hardest to clean up.
They're not going away, they're just getting smaller. We don't have a technology that can take microplastics out of the environment at scale.
Lake wildlife can ingest those tiny bits of plastic, leading to a host of health and food chain issues.
You may be sort of subtly changing kind of the base of the ecosystem by just creating new habitat and sort of novel substrates that wouldn't normally be there.
Yeah, that was our Sophia Thomas talking about water quality over on Lake Champlain. You can see her full report on our website, WCAX.com. And kind of shifting gears, but still on a body of water, is taking a look at Kingsland Bay State Park. That's submitted by Gifford Slater. Just a beautiful look there, and kind of a nice just contrast to some difficult water situations around the state.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's in Ferrisburg,
Yeah.
so south of where some of those rivers like the Winooski,
Yeah.
they all dump in much further north than that. But he was saying good day yesterday for some
Yeah.
fishing, and
Yeah.
today not as much. At least it was nice to get a break from
Yeah. No,
some
of
of
course.
the rain and the humidity, but it's back, and we have a few days of that to
Yeah.
get through here. And that's kind of what we're seeing already this morning.
Yeah.
It's been a lot more dreary outside, and we've had that batch of showers coming through. Cloudy though now in Burlington. It's 70 degrees. Look at that dew point though, 66, and that's the return of that humidity that we've seen lately. Wind is still on the lighter side out of the west at 5 miles per hour. But I'll show you the most recent radar, and we had that really widespread batch of showers that came through earlier this morning. There was some embedded thunder with that and some heavier downpours. Now we're not looking at as much in terms of downpours. Some of us have seen a lull in shower activity. Still a lot of clouds out there, and a good amount of shower activity. You'll see some of that north. There is that one little downpour that's just developed kind of just to the west of Addison County there, kind of right on the lake, that New York Addison County border there. Other than that, just some lighter showers hanging around. We'll be tracking the rest of this batch lifting east through the morning, and then some additional scattered showers and storms into the afternoon. But here's the dew points right now. You're seeing anywhere from lower 60s north, but a lot of mid 60s right now, and it's just very sticky outside. Temperatures range from the mid 60s to near 70 right now. And in terms of what we're looking at with flood threat through today and tomorrow and Thursday, we do have several rounds of showers to get through. But right now we have that level 1 risk for today, marginal. We already had one flood warning earlier this morning for a section of Clinton and Franklin County in New York. And that was because there was one location that saw sort of a persistent band that dumped a couple inches of rain over a short period of time. And that's sort of what we can expect through today, tomorrow, Thursday, is any flooding issues would be localized to areas that end up seeing repeated downpours, or in the case of tomorrow, we might see some downpours that are kind of slow moving. And of course, we also have that humidity with us through the next few days. So really through Thursday, we do see a cold front come through on Thursday. It brings the humidity down to more comfortable levels. For Friday, it does start to creep back up into the weekend, though. At that point, we'll be turning more hot and humid versus sort of wet and humid, which is what we're seeing right now. For this afternoon, though, temperatures will really depend on if we can get any breaks of sunshine out there. Right now, we have a lot of clouds. If we end up seeing more breaks in the sun, that would help the temperatures turn a little bit warmer. But generally, we're looking at mid to upper 70s for highs today, maybe a couple low 80s. And we'll be tracking some scattered showers and storms as we go through the rest of today and into tomorrow morning. We'll see any shower activity winding down, maybe an isolated shower, mainly cloudy, and we'll keep the temperatures mild in the 60s there as well. And then for tomorrow afternoon, we'll be tracking scattered showers and storms again. The ones tomorrow, though, have a little bit better chance for some heavier downpours, a better chance for some stronger storms. So I'll play you through today and tomorrow right now, and notice how by midday that band of showers from this morning kind of falls apart, moves east. There could be a few breaks of sun here and there. Into this afternoon, any showers would really be hit or miss, and any storms would be sort of garden variety thunderstorms. We're not really expecting any severe weather today. And while we could see a spot shower overnight, really trending just drier, muggy, mainly cloudy. Chance for a couple showers early Wednesday, but it's really Wednesday afternoon and evening where we start to see the chance for some of those stronger storms, especially across northern New York and western Vermont. And those will have to watch for some heavy downpours, and if any of those track over the same areas, if we get sort of some training with the thunderstorms or they're slow moving, that's where we could have some localized flood issues. One more round of showers and storms on Thursday. We're going to see temperatures in the lower 80s there. But behind that cold front, Friday is definitely looking like the nicest day in terms of dry, but also less humid and not too hot. The weekend still looks nice in terms of it's going to be dry, it's going to be summer-like. We do have those mid-80s Saturday, so not as hot on Saturday to get outside. Sunday, still a nice day, but if you don't like the heat, it's going to be starting to get hot out. We'll be seeing those upper 80s, pushing 90 in the valleys, and starting to see that humidity creep up too. But at least in terms of rain chances, it's looking quieter. It's really just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week that we're tracking the wet weather, and then drier through the weekend.
Yeah, Jess, again, more or less just get into the next few days, we hunker down, catch up on things around the house, and then we can get back outside, enjoy some more stuff.
Yeah.
Especially just time of the weekend, too. So,
yeah. And then this is my last day on the mornings for now, so I'm like, this is good napping weather. Gonna go reset myself for evenings.
Yeah.
I'm not sad. If it was sunny, I'd think, I'm missing out on the prime part of the day taking a nap.
Look,
but
timing-wise, it's perfect for you.
Yes.
And like I said, Peter will...
he'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow, so see you in that. But Jess, thanks so much for hopping on and, waking up the last couple of days as well. I think it does for us here on WCAX. Of course, you can see us again on Channel 3 at noon, all of our web stores at WCAX.com. And, I think I was muted part of that. Well, you heard me on that one. But, yes, but you can see all of our stories on WCAX.com at noon again, and our evening shows as well. So please tune in and then be up to date for most of the news and weather throughout the day. But Jess, I think that does for us here. Yeah. And we'll let you guys go, get back to your day. So till then, take care.